Hello friends, this topic is low income saving. Let's rant.
Christmas was so hard this year as a low-income single mom. My kids had to get gifts off the angel tree, Toys for Tots, and all of that. But you best believe this year I'm going to save up some money for my kids' Christmas. I got $100 as a gift from a family member. This is going to start my savings right here. And every other week when I get my paycheck, I'm going to add another $100 to that. It's tax time. I done got my taxes now, so I'm sure enough going to add. I'm going to add an extra $1,000 into my kids' bank account to make sure that they get what they need. Look at this. I got about $2,000 and it's only April. I am so excited. Me and the kids done caught COVID. I done missed a week out of work without pay and I'm short of my rent. I do not want to have to touch my savings, but we gotta have somewhere to live. It's only $300. I'll still have $1,700 left. Hope it don't be too much. Yeah, yes.
Ma'am, I truly do apologize, but it's going to be, for parts and labor, it's going to be $500.
What? What's wrong with my car?
Well, your alternator is going out and your starter is going out as well.
Can't make money if I can't get to work, and I can't get to work without fixing my car. I do not want to touch my kids' Christmas savings, but I got to. I'll still have $1,200 left. I can't believe they done cut my hours. I cannot believe this. I'm one of their best employees, and now they gonna have to drop everybody down to part-time. What am I supposed to do about my bills? Oh my God. Okay, what I can do is I can just use some of that money I got in savings. It's gonna help me. I know it was for my kids' Christmas. I'm sure things are gonna pick back up soon. I'm gonna use everything but $500. Everything but $500 is gonna go towards bills. And I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna keep this $500. I'm gonna have it for Christmas. Everything is gonna be okay. How did you wait till the last minute to tell me your football dues was due? Why you didn't call and ask your daddy?
I mean, he said he paid last year. He said it was your turn this year.
But you his son this year too? Oh, God. You know what? Don't worry about it. Don't call and ask that man for nothing. I don't want to hear his mouth. Here, take it. How much is $200? Here, take it, Junior. Take it.
Thanks, Mom.
I don't care what happens. I am not going to spend this $300. It won't be as big of a Christmas as I wanted for the kids, but I'm holding on to this $300 for dear life. $250? What you mean $250? Our ER copay ain't nothing but $125.
Well, I'm sorry, man, but the hospital they took your son to after he broke his leg was out of network, so the copay is double.
Why you didn't call me? Ain't nobody ask you to pay that, coach. I understand you want to look out for the team, and I'm glad you took Junior to the hospital, but you should have called me, because I ain't got, what you mean you took it out of the team money? You know what? Don't even worry about it. Just bring Junior on home. I will give you your money when you get back. I guess I may as well put this in the gas tank. Good morning, ma'am. I'm here to sign up for the angel tree.
Budget my low income bi-weekly paycheck with me as somebody who is financially responsible, trying to pay off 65K debt, trying to save, trying to live, trying to survive, and all of the things. I work part-time and I'm low income. This pay period is from September 25th to October the 8th. I estimated that I was going to need $1,483 for all my expenses, and I thought I was going to make $942. I ended up making $1,045.58. And automatically I'm short $437.42. Now, this is extremely stressful because I'm not just short a few dollars, I'm short hundreds of dollars. And there's really no other way for me to make it except for wait for my next paycheck because I don't have other income. So I like to break down my categories into my priorities, my due soon, my basics and my savings, and my miscellaneous. So for my priorities, it was my Real ID and my Credit One credit card. My Real ID appointment got canceled. My Credit One credit card is actually a closed account. So I'm just like, I'll just wait until next week because I already don't have the money. You know what I mean? So let me talk about what I was able to pay. So I paid off my rent, which was $600. My car insurance was just $103. My Capital One credit card, the minimum, which is $36. I made a payment towards my Zip Pay. The total that I owe is $158 this week, but I only made a payment of $103. My Afterpay was $228, but I only made a payment of $57. Klarna was $27. I paid the $27. Things that I didn't pay in this category was my Netflix, which is $20. We don't know if it's going to get paid yet. My subscriptions, which is $45. Don't know if it's getting paid yet. So for my basics and my savings, I like to take out $40 for gas, $25 for my bus, $100 for groceries, $25 towards my emergency fund, and $25 towards fun. My emergency fund and my fun category gets eliminated immediately. So I ended up spending $48 on groceries today. For bus and gas, I have not really figured out what to do with that yet. I sent my sister $35 and then I took an Uber for $11. So right now I'm left with $92 and I have about Actually, let me calculate that right now. So I'm still short $356, which I really don't know what to do about that. But the whole goal for the rest of this week is just to try to figure out how I can make up that $356. I know a lot of people say that I should do DoorDash and Uber and all that other stuff, but that's just not going to work for me. This is just really ghetto at this point.
Hot take, but just because you're making low income, that does not mean that you do not have to budget, nor does that mean that you have to go into credit card debt. I've been living low income for the last 12 months and change due to unemployment, and I've been making shit shake over here. And then no credit card debt is entering my financial health. Do you feel what I'm saying? And I want to take you through what has worked for me as so you can implement this for yourself, because one thing's about it, two things for sure, ain't nothing new over here. Very true to this. If you understood the life that I lived growing up, my mother made shit shake. And she had a budget like that, okay? If you're making low income like me, you first want to get real crisp on what your monthly income is going to be and where them sources is coming from. Then, next thing you're going to do is calculate your bills and pay them. Pay your bills. Pay your bills first, right? Because you want to make sure your rent is paid. You want to make sure your utilities is paid, things like that. And if you are making low income, more than likely utilities is going to have some sort of program, especially if you're in the city of New York, for you to be able to get some savings there. As well as if there's any savings that you get on transportation. So in the city of New York, there's a Fares Metro card. You might want to enroll in that if you're making low income. So I'll make sure that the bills is paid first. Then next thing you want to do is save. I know most budgeting techniques is going to say, oh, save before you pay any bills. When you're making low income, it is better to pay your bills first than to save a little bit of coin after. Because again, you don't have the luxury of putting away buku amount of money. We gotta be realistic. So in this case, especially if you're able to contribute to a IRA, so an individual retirement account or a 401k, you can get some of that money taken off your tax bill at the end of the tax season. It's called the Savers Credit. So if you contribute up to $2,000, whether that be through your 401k, so that's before your monthly income comes to you, or through an IRA, which is after with the money that you use, you'll be able to claim that on your taxes and then potentially get some money back in a refund. So whatever you contribute, you could get that back. Just as a savings tip for our low income folks who may want to still put some money away for retirement. Then you have whatever money you have left over, right? Now, it's not a lot of money. I know that. It's low income. What you do with this is going to be important. You are going to have to pair with a lot of free and low cost things that you can do. Granted, I'm a single person, right? I'm not making this kind of money as someone who has to sustain a family. This technique is going to work regardless of how much money you're making. But if you are a family, you might want to adjust based off of your income that you're making and, make it along the way as well. Just because you're making low income, that does not mean you cannot practice the skill of budgeting and the habit of saving. Saving something small goes a long way than saving nothing at all. And remember, you heard it from Shmoney first.
This is how you can start saving money on a low income. This is exactly what I did to save up for my down payment and all of the other expenses that came with buying a home as a single parent, single income, and not a lot of money. So the first thing you're going to want to do is cut something small. It may not feel like you have any money floating around. You're living paycheck to paycheck. Things are pretty tight, but there's something. You want to review your bank statements, see what kind of subscriptions you have that maybe you can get rid of. There's something. Maybe you're paying for Netflix and you can use somebody else's. Maybe you want to downgrade from Apple Music to Pandora, which is free. There's something. So you're going to want to review it, figure out what you can cut, and cut something small. The next thing you're going to want to do is automate your savings. Most businesses at this particular point allow you to get direct deposit for your paycheck. You're going to want to go into whatever that system is for your job and automate your savings. Start with something small. That expense you just cut, go ahead and use that money, that $5, $10, whatever it is, and automatically have it go into a separate savings account. Not the same savings account that is attached to your checking account. That money's too easy to transfer. Go ahead and open a separate savings account that is an online savings account, because it's not as easy to get to. It usually takes about 24 to 48 hours to transfer that money. And if you automate it, it goes there automatically when you get paid. You never see it, therefore you never miss it. And last but not least, that savings account that you're opening, that separate account, you want it to be a high yield savings account. More than likely, like I said, it's going to be an online account. I use Ally Banking or Ally. It might not be banking, but they have a higher interest rate than what a normal bank would have. Like Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, all of those have really, really small interest rates, like your APY that you get on the money you have in there, and that's just kind of throwing money away. So you want your money to make money. Even if it's not a lot, it's going to grow. So you're going to want to put it in a high yield savings account. You're welcome in advance.
Try to do the best you can to save, and not just paper money either. Comment down below, and thank you for watching.